Hey, welcome to Butcher Bay Rejects. I'm Mark.
I'm Greg. What's up, nerds?
How you doing, bud?
Pretty good, pretty good. I think we should tell our listeners that you and I have finally joined the TikToks. So that's right, kids. We're on the TikToks. Videos will be coming shortly, so we hope you enjoy.
And I have to say, don't have a good day. Have a great day.
Oh, we'll get to that there, buddy. But not before we jump into What If. Wow, what an episode. We're going to do some back and forth on this, but we found out Hawkeye's middle name is Francis. It just reminded me of the scene in Stripes, didn't it? Francis.
Yeah.
Lighten up, Francis. Okay.
Oddly enough, my middle name is Francis as well.
You're kidding. It is.
Francois.
Oh, wow. Okay, yeah. Wow, I didn't know that. That's
Yeah.
interesting. Francois, for you English listeners, it's just the French equivalent of Francis.
Yeah, but we won't go there.
No, we won't. We'll stick to What If. I really like this episode. There's a lot going on here with the Watcher, and wow, so far the Watcher's been sitting on the sidelines, and we actually saw him suit up and start kicking some Ultron butt. Name of the episode: What If Ultron Had Won? What'd you think?
Well, you know what? It was different, but I mean, See, when I first started watching What If, I never really thought of it as an interconnective kind of thing. It was just basically a whole bunch of one-offs, but now they're starting to tie it all together, and I'm still wrapping my head around it a little bit.
This is the part one of the part two finale.
Yeah, so like seeing Ultron in Vision's body with Iron Man armor.
Yes, I was thinking, don't you want to see the figure? Please God, make a figure. I'll even buy the figure
with the Infinity Stones all around it.
Oh my God! Come on, tell me that would look awesome.
Yeah, but for me that's too much. You know what I mean? Like it's like I see this and it's like, okay, this is a no-win scenario. When you think about Ultron's computing capability in Vision's body, you got to think, okay, this is really, really...
Yeah, becoming a sentient being, aware, and sure enough, as the Watcher's talking, he's like, who said that? The Watcher realizes Ultron can actually see him and hear him.
Now, the thing that kind of goes off the rails a little bit for me is, okay, Vision's body, so Ultron's, this version of Ultron, went through Thanos like he wasn't there.
Well, yeah, I wanted to bring that up. Yeah, because everyone online is like, "What? He sliced him in half with the Mind Stone? Why didn't they do that in the beginning?" Yeah, the internet.
Well, he wasn't around with the Mind Stone when they were fighting him at. But the thing also is that the Blackguard took out Vision like that, driving the guy. I forget which one it was. The one, I forget the name of the one that was, but he drove his staff right through Vision, and no one has thought to do that yet.
Yeah, well, I mean, Thanos removed Vision's Mind Stone, did he not, with his thumb and forefinger, right?
Mm-hmm.
So all I'm saying was, at one point they crossed, and I guess maybe Vision, being Vision, couldn't just slice someone in two like that. I don't know if that's in his DNA.
Considering. I mean, you look at him, he attacked Ultron with the Mind Stone. Okay? Why didn't Ultron zip in half?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, so, you're right. There was a lot of that.
To me, that kind of threw me off. And then, he's got everything and he's running through universes. And obviously, he's created a swarm to take over planets and destroy things. But I mean, he's planet killing like crazy.
Well, how did you like that money shot of him, the classic Galactus Devourer of Worlds shot, when Ultron his mouth is going open to the planet? That was a callback to that classic cover. I mean, come on, that was awesome.
Or even there was one scene where he was flying through space and it just looked exactly like Galactus in Fortnite.
Yeah, exactly.
So, I mean, yeah, it was good for what it was, but then, okay, you're not used to these characters going at it, so it kind of like you still got to get used to it in that sort of sense, right?
Well, I've never seen a watcher
Neither have I.
suit up in armor to beat. Yeah, that's
Never
probably,
seen a watcher throw a punch.
Yeah.
Okay, so
exactly.
when you have
here.
all that, okay, this is kind of
and ask for help, and the only safe place he can go. I'll call back to the Doctor Strange episode, where Doctor Strange is in his own personal hell.
Yeah, so I'm sitting there and I'm just kind of like rolling through. Now, okay, if we start pulling people from previous, it looks like they're pulling people from previous episodes up, and so we'll get another Agent Carter. We'll actually see potentially what Pepper and Shiri were working on.
Yeah, and actually when he was
get a little closure on some of this stuff.
When Ultron was punching the Watcher through the multiverse, we even saw Steve Rogers being sworn in as president. How'd you like that? A little Easter egg.
Actually, you know what? I saw that. I'm like, yeah, that works.
Yeah,
that tracks.
One in a landslide, I bet. Okay, you ran unopposed. Okay, I'm out.
Yeah. Who's running?
Yeah.
Fuck.
Donald who? What?
Okay, we got to find some dirt on. What do you mean? No, there's no dirt.
Yeah, there's no dirt. Yeah. Well, he was asleep for most of it.
Okay. So I mean, a lot of this, I was kind of like watching. I guess because it was a bit of a first act, it felt a little bit unfinished. So you're kind of like. All right. Let's. I want to see what happens next.
Yeah. Well, and how about the old reversal of Vormir? Now it's Hawkeye, being held by Natasha. He lets go, so that's kind of a callback to Endgame, right? Where everyone, of course, the internet thought, well, that's the way it should have been in Endgame. Should have been Hawkeye dying. Yeah.
The thing is, Hawkeye still had a family.
Yeah.
To fight back for,
Yeah.
And Natasha
this one he didn't want to fight
wanted
anymore.
to give him. So
do we know is him losing his arm from the comics? Do we know?
I don't know. I don't remember
because he was a zombie when we last saw him.
Yeah.
So
I don't remember him in any iteration losing his arm. I know in Old Man Logan he lost his sight. And he
lost his hearing in one of the comic runs too.
In the Matt Fraction one, he was losing his hearing.
Yeah, and they've used that for the Hawkeye show because in the trailer you can see him with hearing aids in his ears.
Well, apparently the Hawkeye show is definitely tracking on the Matt Fraction series, but no, in Old Man Logan he had lost his sight, and he uses echolocation to find everything. He's still a badass archer, but it's like he's driving the spider buggy with Logan next to him, and Logan's like, "Are you sure you want to do this? Trust me, buddy." Like.
He's got his own Winter Soldier arm now too, just like Bucky.
Yeah. So it's, and like for me, the Ultron taking over scenario. I've already seen a variation of this in one of the Marvel movie releases, not the MCU, but when they did an animated series of movies based on the Ultimates. They had one called The Next Avengers, which was the children of the Avengers. So you had the son of Captain America and Black Widow. You had the son of Hank Pym and Janet Van Dyne. You had Thor's daughter. Who else? And T'Challa's son. All like they got. Ultron was overpowering everybody, and Tony whisked them away and hid them away until obviously something goes wrong and Ultron comes a knocking, and they gotta kind of suit up to be the next Avengers, right?
And you are looking forward to the finale next week of What If?
I am. Well, you know what? I want to see this all come to accumulation, because right now I'm kind of in a limbo here. Not quite liking that. You know what I mean?
And a quick sidebar, since this episode featured Black Widow, it came to light today that, of course, we knew that they would resolve Disney and Scarlett Johansson's differences. They won't disclose how much money she was paid, but it's probably around $40 million, as the guesstimates are.
Yeah.
And she'll be seen in the Tower of Terror, the Disney's next big movie, based on the amusement park ride. All right.
Well, I mean, there was so much pressure on Disney, and especially with the talent, of the amount of talent that was kind of pushing on being on Scarlett Johansson's side. So
yeah, well, you can bet the further contracts are going to be really scrutinized now, and they're probably not going to offer this. They're going to be, the language will be very clear now on a release of a movie, and any ensuing pandemics or meteorite showers, whatever.
Yeah, no. I think they're going to be very, very strict on how this gets written up, and I think they may just say no back ends. You just get what we're going to pay you well, but no back ends, and that way they can do whatever they want on release.
Yeah, a similar thing happened with when Conan O'Brien lost the Tonight Show because of the language of his contract. But they put in a rider. They said that his agent put in, like, if ever Conan is not the host, he gets $25 million. They put a price so ridiculously high that they know it would never happen, and yet it did. And yes, right. Conan got $25 million for not being the host. Ooh, the money. All right, let's step into. You want to do some Titans? Interesting episode. Yeah. We saw Donna Troy, so it wasn't a dream. She is really back and trying to make her way back to Gotham. I kind of like that storyline.
Yeah, and everybody's testing her to make sure she's okay to do it.
Yeah, sure, and they're not getting a version of, I guess when you go through the Lazarus pit, sometimes you don't come out all intact. I guess mentally, correct?
Yeah, well, I mean, she didn't go through the Lazarus pit. She found her way back. She.
Oh yeah. Sorry, that's
right. She crossed the bridge. It was Jason that went through the Lazarus.
Yeah. Well, wasn't there any help with our girl there? Did any of her powers seep in or cause any?
That hasn't been defined yet.
Okay.
That hasn't been connected yet. She's back, and she's talking to
but we
Beast Boy.
We didn't see Tim Drake though.
No, we didn't see Tim Drake. As far as we know, we saw him come back on the operating table, so it's safe to say he's recovering.
Yeah,
but Crane, another screw job by Crane.
Yep, they poisons the water, blames it on the Titans. Classic Crane.
Yeah. It's funny. The detective that got paid off. I was like, I know this guy. Where do I know this guy?
Yeah, looks like he's one of these character actors because I recognized him too, but I just he probably has an IMDb
Men with
list.
Brooms,
and he's probably got IMDb credits coming out the wazoo, right? I'm guessing.
Yeah. But where I remember him from was the movie Men with Brooms with Paul Gross. He was Alexander the Juggernaut Yount.
So he must be a Canadian actor. That's what Leslie Nielsen, right?
Yeah, that was the one with Leslie Nielsen. I love that movie.
Okay.
That's such a classic Canadian funny movie.
Based on the sport of curling for any American listeners.
Yeah. Definitely worth a watch. But,
what else did we see in this episode? Well, we saw the Titans trying to present themselves for a nice calm arrest.
Yeah, the Titans were probably trying to do the right thing, but it was, Crane paid off that detective to screw them over, right? Yeah. So they were getting obviously a little bit pushy during their thing, and Gordon couldn't keep them in bay. And then when the detective tried to take a shot, Barbara stepped up and shot him. Yeah, which lost her badge. Yeah,
exactly.
So,
but really, you're gonna really try and arrest Superboy? I mean, Jesus, it's like that's when they put Hancock in prison. Like, really? Okay, what are you hoping to attain or achieve here today?
Well, more than likely, if they were going to put Superboy in prison, they would have gotten some kryptonite.
Which they
to begin with.
Well, yeah, they should have brought that with them to the precinct.
Yeah. But I mean, it was the right call to make in order to, okay, you know what? We're not the ones. We and we'll prove it. Look, we're letting you take us in. That way, no show of resistance, no show of anything. And honestly, could they really hold him if they did? You know
exactly.
what I mean?
Yeah. I'm just gonna pop out for a sec. Okay,
Yeah.
I'll be right back.
And what about Blackfire taking Starfire's powers?
Yeah, that was interesting. But we never really we don't know what Corey's going through yet, right? When she has those episodes,
Yeah. So
that hasn't been fully explained yet. I don't think.
no, not yet. So I think is the next one the finale?
No, I think there's 2 more episodes left.
Two
I
more. So we got a little
believe.
bit more chewing to do before we get to the big the big end. So,
Yeah, next week is the finale of What If and Ted Lasso season 2, and then Titans the following week.
Yeah.
So yeah, many more episodes before it's over.
And and I like the way Vincent Carthus is playing Crane.
Yeah,
He's just like, all feeling like he's always 2 steps ahead. Although I don't remember Scarecrow being that intellectual. You know what I mean?
Yeah, certainly not in the movies by Christopher Nolan,
Usually
no.
it's Riddler that feels he's smarter than everybody else. Scarecrow never really Scarecrow just gets off on scaring people. So to me, this feels like an amalgam of Riddler and Scarecrow. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but like you said, Vincent is knocking it out of the park despite the
big time.
controversy of him being on that set and things happening. But he's Pete from Mad Men, and he was excellent on that.
He's still delivering. Delivering.
Oh yeah. Yes, sir.
Yeah. Oh, you mentioned the Tedder.
Ted Lasso. Wow. I don't know about you, dude, but what are they doing with Nate? My God, he was the heart of the show really in season 1, and I don't know what their end game is here with Nathan. I'm struggling to figure out what they're doing, and it just gets worse and worse. And
it feels like he's turning heel. Something hard.
We find at the end of the episode he leaked, Ted's panic attack to Trent Krim, the Independent.
I love that he when he texted him, he goes, "This is Trent Krim, the Independent," and I'm like, "Oh, jeez."
Yeah, but I'm not so sure a reporter, because I've read other Rolling Stone articles on this, and they're not so sure that a reporter would just so willingly give up their source, but they did like the way he put it, like, that he said, it's my job as a reporter, but, out of respect for you, my source was Nate, which just kills him. But that's the end. There was a lot of some good to go there, because Sam Obasanya looks like he's being courted to be the star of a football team by a billionaire gentleman from Ghana.
And boy, was he generous.
Yeah, he hired all actors to go to the museum.
He buys out the museum, hires actors so that buys the restaurant, brings him his own chefs and
friends to be patrons.
Yeah.
And of course, the old Rebecca, is she gonna say something? She's obviously just want him to go as his boss, but is there still a part of her that wants?
Well, I mean,
back?
she spoke to him, and she kind of said, she was honest with him. She goes, "I can't give you an answer, but I hope you don't go." So she's being honest with him in a sense of, yeah, you do mean something to me. I'm still trying to figure that out. As your boss, I don't want to lose you. Because, it opens up with him having an awesome freaking game. Right? 3 points. Hello, Sam. Star.
The hat trick. Yes.
The hat trick, yes.
Well, let's get, before we get into the scene I really want to talk to you about, because I'm sure it moved you. Let's talk about Roy and Keeley, because I always thought there might have been something between Roy and his niece's teacher. Of course, this was the longest scene they've ever had. Right? Yeah, even if they hadn't talked 3 hours, it seemed to be always something there under the surface.
Yeah.
She asks him if he's married. He says no, but doesn't offer up that he has a girlfriend. Then they get together at the shoot. Keeley admits that Nate tried to kiss her, and they're two mature adults. But that's when she said Jamie told her that he still loves her. That Roy's expression changed because she waited a long time to tell him that, and I think that was the key there.
His eyebrows definitely went psychotic on that point.
Yes, exactly. Yeah, she should have told him sooner. So I think up until that point, it was like, oh, okay, we're mature adults. Yeah.
Yeah.
No big deal. But then that one, his eyebrows. Yeah.
do my eyebrows look? What was it you say? Angry?
Yeah. And someone said, "What, psychotic?" Or
yeah, the beer goes. Your eyebrows aren't angry. They're psychotic.
Yeah.
Thank you very much.
So they're either going to go, this is either a misdirect, or they're going to end the season with Keeley back with Jamie and Roy goes with the teacher, and then they come back together in season 3, or, it's just one of two ways. Who knows what they're going to do there.
They're really, because in the first season, you had a good sense of where things were going, right? And you were rooting for it to happen. Now it's like, man, all that has fallen apart. What the hell?
I know, and especially Nathan, we go from rooting for him, the underdog, the whole season 1, and now we're like, oh God, no, Nathan. I mean,
you little shit.
Thoughts on the crotch aside. I mean, actually, I like that scene when they're trying. Keeley, thoughts on the crotch, and they're all bending over, looking. I mean, yeah, I don't know what. I hope they know what they're doing, those writers, because I just don't see it how he can go. Turn that fast. You know what I mean?
He's being that twat.
Yeah, I know he's got issues, daddy issues, sure, but oh man, to do that, and then this whole wanting credit for a thing, I don't know where this is coming from.
Well, that's just it. It's like, I think, well, obviously the daddy issues are really, really coming to the surface, and with the fact that he rescued the team when Ted broke down, but then, hey, guess what? That's your job. Right? Your job is to help. It's a collaborative effort. Everybody's working towards the same thing.
Yeah, you're an assistant coach. You're assistant to the coach.
The head coach always gets. He'll get the credit, but then he always gets the flack too. So it's tough to.
Well, that's right. It's him at the press conference, not any of the assistant coaches.
Exactly. Nate got interviewed, and he couldn't mumble his way out of a paper bag. So, yeah, it's definitely going to be, and I'm wondering how Ted is going to take it. Is Ted going to be Ted and give him some, but then forgive him? Or is he going to fire Nate?
Yep, very good question.
And if Nate gets fired, what happens then? Does he get picked up by another team? Does he, oh yeah, we want you over here? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like,
does he get spurred on now by hatred?
And then it's like Ted versus Nate on the field,
Win at all costs. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. So it's, they've opened this up to a lot of directions of where this could go, and it's really, really, ooh, okay.
Now let's talk about.
And how about? Are we moving towards...
Well, yeah, I'm talking about my favorite scene and the superb acting done by Jason Sudeikis in the scene, because, just a quick sidebar, I always loved in shows or movies where, a character's leaving, they're not there, they leave a letter, but you actually get to hear, the camera's close up on the actor's face, and you hear the voiceover of the person, and, whatever they're writing moves that person to tears. So here we get Jason reading the letter in front of Dr. Sharon, who's leaving the team. We don't hear what he's reading, but just watching his facial expressions change from moment to moment. I mean, to elicit that much emotion out of someone, a viewer, and not say a word, that's acting, man.
Well, he's been doing that so well throughout the whole series.
Well, I think this scene more than ever.
I recognize a lot of that look from when he was having his panic attacks, and it was just that whole, you could almost see the misty eyes happening, and I was like, oh yeah, like this is so good.
I like to think he was actually, because to get into that, it's not easy to get there as an actor. So I know sometimes the director will ask someone to write a nice letter to this person, just say, or that actor Sharon would write to him, so they have something to go off of. I like to think that page wasn't blank. If it was blank, then wow, this guy should get an Oscar, let alone an Emmy.
Yeah, no, that was so good. And how did you like the Good Will Hunting nod at the end of that?
Oh, with the note when he says bye, yeah, the note. Yeah.
And he goes, what? Son of a bitch stole my move.
Yeah.
That's exactly what Robin Williams said at the end of Good Will Hunting when he read.
Exactly.
Or I think Robin Williams said, "Little shit stole my move."
Yeah.
But it was just
great. It was a great scene. Great acting between those two.
At a certain point, I thought they were actually going to get together.
You did? Oh no, I never thought that.
I don't know. It just when Ted opens up and they seem to when they're on their own, they seem to have so much fun together. I almost thought something could have happened.
No, I didn't.
Yeah, because we were all thinking at one point it was Ted and Rebecca talking.
Yeah, that one, sure.
Yeah, but how much of a misdirect would have been if Ted ended up with Dr. Sharon?
Yeah, that would have just broke the internet probably if that happened.
Yeah, exactly. It would have been really, really interesting. So I think in that instance we I think their relationship, Ted being able to find his way. I mean, you get. I can see why he would be upset at first, because I mean, look at how much he goes into planning. The in sync bye.
Perfect choreography.
Did you just not lose it when they did that?
Well, yeah, it was a scene up to that, like, you guys, you're not in formation. So you think we're watching a play, but no, they're trying to learn the dance moves.
Oh, it was so good. And then they nail it at the end. It's like, oh, you really got to jump. You got to show them that jump.
You're supposed to be a marionette. That's why there's a marionette on the cover of the album. Oh.
Yeah, no, it's they keep hitting us with all kinds of stuff from so many different directions. And like I said, in the first season was all about introducing everybody and everybody getting used to everyone else. Now we're deep diving into each person and really, really getting to the meat and potatoes of each of them. And it's like you're sitting there sitting on the edge of your seat going, oh my God, no, yes, no. So it's, and with this, you just cannot help but want to see more, right?
Exactly. Give me more. I mean, we're happy that there's more episodes this season, but it's going to be a year-long wait till season 3.
Oh, no kidding. And I bet you this is going to end with a really, really. they're gonna hit us with a cliffhanger. I'm pretty sure they're gonna hit us with a cliffhanger.
Well, I hope they get back into Premier League because they kind of, even though we wanted them to get the big win at the end of season 1, you know what? Maybe this was the way it was supposed to happen. If they don't get into Premier League a second time, I'm going to be a little upset. But cause, you just want them to win one,
Well, yeah, and I mean, that would show like the ultimate comeback with Coach Lasso is, okay, they were relegated. They lost by 1 and were relegated, but then they came back and rocketed right back up in the next year. Like Cinderella kind of things, wouldn't you say?
Well, yeah, exactly. Yeah, exactly. So speaking of Cinderellas, we didn't see any Cinderella in Free Guy, but I'd like to talk to you in your review about Free Guy starring Ryan Reynolds and the beyond excellent Jodie Comer from Killing Eve. What did you think?
I thought this was great. We've seen the video game come to life type of movie before, but this was so original. This was fantastic. I loved this movie. You?
Yeah, it had some heart. No, I liked it. I definitely give it a thumbs up. I think we spoke before. I was just a little disappointed by the lack of Fortnite skins, even in the background, because Fortnite did a big I thought that we were doing a crossover because Ryan Reynolds and the emote and the skin.
Yeah.
You bought the skin, so I thought, well, okay, they're going to do a cross promotion kind of thing. But other than the harvesting tool,
axe.
Yeah, I know. Better than nothing.
The unicorn
I was
axe.
I was expecting so much more. Just a skin, a blurred skin in the background. Like a cuddles or something. Even a Peely. God's sakes, I can't believe I'm saying this. I wouldn't mind a Bruce Peely at this point. For God's sakes.
Peely would have been funny.
I hate to say it, but
Peely would have been funny. But I mean, let's talk like how great was Ryan Reynolds with all this, like seeing this for the first time and just kind of like, oh my God, and adapting to it.
Yeah, no, he was. He doesn't often, or maybe ever, play this type of character. So it's kind of like almost like the Truman Show-esque in a way.
A little bit.
Yeah, and
did you want some bubblegum ice cream after?
I did.
Sit on some swings. No, it was. I love like when he puts the glasses on and he's just like, yeah, like.
Yeah, that kind of reminded me a little bit of They Live there with. Rowdy Piper, because he was trying to get his friend, his best friend, the security guard, to put them on.
Turn on the yeah. Don't have a good day. Have a great day.
And Jodie Comer, my love. Oh,
yeah, she was good.
She can do it all.
She was really good. But I mean, I think actually everybody was really, really good in that. I mean, Taika Waititi. Let's how well did he play the
get up
the mogul asshole programmer? It's.
Yeah, this was a long way from his character of Korg, that's for sure.
Yeah. Actually, this, if we want to really go back video game kind of movies, this had a very Tron-esque kind of feel to it too, right?
Yeah, I'd agree with that.
They weren't sucked digitally into the game.
Digitize him.
But they were like, in there. Of course.
Yeah, it almost made you seem they were because of the avatar, right? That Jodie Comer she was looking for something inside the game, right? She was looking for her code. So in a way, yes, without being digitized.
What killed me was when things would go wrong and you go back from the avatar to the players. Like the guy, the player that was running Channing Tatum's avatar.
Oh yeah.
Like you're going from super cool guy to licorice eating dweeb.
Yeah, the
mom. Mom, stop with the vacuum.
Yeah.
I was like, oh my God, that was so funny. And he starts doing emotes. Okay, can you do this?
Well, let's talk about there were a lot of, he called in a lot of favors, but for voices. So I didn't even register that John Krasinski did a voice in The Rock, but we all saw the big one when he is about to get pummeled. He searches his database for the shield, and of course, I'm glad that wasn't spoiled for me. I didn't, I was trying to avoid it, so I'm glad I did, because that was a nice surprise. And then
the shit?
Chris Evans, holding his phone. Then he whips out a lightsaber to even blow your mind some more.
Well, apparently, Hugh Jackman had a
yes, but he was a voice.
He was the guy in the alley.
Didn't register to me.
Me neither.
I actually thought they were. I thought they were going to be in it, but not the voice. So because I heard there were so many cameos, but to me a cameo is when you actually appear, like Chris Evans did.
Can you imagine like a Wolverine cameo?
Well, would have been awesome. My God.
Yeah. Sure, we can get you into Free Guy, but we can't get you into Deadpool.
Yeah, this has been a decade-long joke and sparring between these two, so that would have been a perfect. I guess quarantine and whatnot, and Hugh being in Australia, he couldn't.
Yeah. No, but I mean, the ending with fighting Dude, and then he puts the glasses on him, and he just becomes like amazed by all the pretty colors and just walks off. No. Like I said, and for also for me is when Guy starts being aware, and like he takes the glasses off the player, and the player you cuts to the kid playing, and it's just a kid going, what the hell? You know, makes me feel like when like we are playing and like we do something and then there's a little kid on the other end going, "Oh my god."
Yeah. Yeah. No, exactly.
It's just so funny. And of course they're all being very very I guess you could say almost Grand Theft Auto-esque, where they're beating on people, shooting people, driving like crazy,
Getting thrown out glass windows.
throwing out glass windows. But it was when one guy decides he wants to have a cappuccino instead of medium coffee, what, 2 sugars and cream, and then like everybody stops and even the tank outside starts aiming its gun at him.
Yeah, it's kind of a Pleasantville moment there. He
Yeah.
he asked for something that he shouldn't have.
But no, I think all in all, everything about it was really, really great. Even like I said, even the programmers, right? You had to know that the two of them were going to hook up in the real world.
Yeah. Yeah, no, that was our buddy Joe Curie from Stranger Things, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Steve. Yeah.
And then his friend, the two of them, as they were, they when they when they got into the game to go after Guy.
Yeah, that was a good scene though.
Oh my God, the pink bunny.
Yeah.
Pink bunny and mustache cop.
I'm surprised. Fortnite never made a pink bunny skin.
Well, I mean, you have pink cuddles, right? So
yeah,
maybe that was kind of a nod too. But no, it would have been funny to see. Jonesy fall in with a portal.
yeah, exactly. Something. Well, maybe I'm sure there's going to be some sort of sequel since it made so much money. So maybe fingers crossed for the next
Well, did
one.
they have characters from the other games or just
No, I think they were
weapons
all
from the other games?
Yeah, no, I think those are all made up. I'm pretty savvy when it comes. I didn't notice any IP intellectual property of any other games.
Well, they
there.
did Mega Man at one point. He was one of the weapons he called up was very much Mega Man.
No, I meant like games like we're familiar with, like Borderlands or with Kratos. I was looking for big Sony titles and Xbox. No Master Chief.
No.
We saw more of that in Looney Tunes.
Yeah, but the thing is, I think because they were playing a certain game.
Yeah,
right,
it was its own
thing. So I don't think they were. Although, like I said, they did have nods to it because there was one point they had Metroid. The glider that she pulled out of looked very Fortnite.
Yes, it did. Yeah.
So,
yeah,
the pulling off of that plus the Fortnite axe. Okay, I'll take that.
Yeah, it was glorious.
Oh,
just
it was
as good as the lightsaber.
Oh yeah, the lightsaber, and then you get the music, right?
Yeah.
That was just it. It's like. I guess since Disney owns it all, right? So they're gonna deep dive into the archives, and you pull off the Avengers music, and then you pull in the Star Wars music.
Yep.
So we saw both Red Hulk and Green Hulk.
That's right. Yeah.
This guy, dude, pulled out the Red Hulk. I was like, oh, okay.
So anything new in the news? That's it for me, other than mentioning Scarlett Johansson settled her lawsuit with Disney. Not much
Else happening. Everything, been quiet on the research, I have to admit. Things
me, I'm always on, and nothing major came out.
Although I did see for the first time a Fortnite Monopoly game.
Yeah, I saw that a while
Do not pass Lazy Lake. Do not collect $200.
I would buy it and open it, and just for the pieces, probably that's what I would do, and display them.
Oh, it looks cool. It would look like fun to play. I'm gonna buy Dirty Docks.
Yeah,
but they don't have enough. I don't think they have enough locations to populate. Well, I guess if they include landmarks.
I think they would.
Yeah. And it's Chapter 2's island
map. Yeah.
But yeah, no. There's definitely. I saw that and I was kind of like, oh yeah.
So we wrap it up.
We can wrap it up.
All right. Come see us on the TikToks, kids.
Yeah, we've got one up. We're working on others. Don't worry. We've got ideas. Trust me, we have ideas. But other than TikTok, you can find us on Twitter at Bay Rejects. You can find us on Facebook at Butcher Bay Rejects. And our website, butcherbayrejects.com. You can also find us on pretty much all of the podcast platforms. So we're on Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, Alexa TuneIn, Spotify, iHeartRadio, and Pandora. This has been Butcher Bay Rejects. I am Mark.
See you next week, nerds.
That was Greg, and we're gone. See ya.
Bye.